Harry's Wife, Part 104.5. She's made him unpopular. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Already in a couple of videos, I've explained to you the impact that Harry's wife has had upon Harry in terms of causing him to lose friends and family, or at least be distanced from them, to cause him to behave in a particular unpleasant, reprehensible manner, many examples of which have come to the fore, as a result of the heightening of his narcissistic traits and the reduction of his emotional empathy, because he's subjected to her manipulations and abuse. The Hindustan Times tells us, Prince Harry not emotionally prepared to be anything. Prince Harry. It's very tragic what he's been through, but we all have tragedy in our lives, and we have to get on with it, a commentator said. The article by Malika Sani tells us, Prince Harry is not emotionally prepared to be anything but a spare, a royal expert has claimed, following announcement of the Duke of Sussex's memoir titled Spare. Commentator Prue McSween of Sky News Australia stated that it's a good thing that Harry is a spare way down the line. Prince Harry is fifth in the line of succession, after Prince William and his 3 children. Prue McSween stated, thank God Prince Harry falls further down the line, as he's not fit, he's not emotionally prepared to be anything but a spare. It's very tragic what he's been through, but we all have tragedy in our lives, and we have to get on with it, the commentator added. On his upcoming book, the commentator said it's going to be a terrible ruckus for the royal family. Prince Harry's tell-all memoir, Spare, is set to release in January next year, the publishers said, revealing first glimpses of the book. Its title, Spare, seems to be a play on the phrase the heir and spare, which is often used to describe Prince William and Prince Harry's positions. Another royal expert claimed that the ramifications of Prince Harry's tell-all will be catastrophic. The consequences of this will be far-reaching and may be highly destructive, royal author Richard Fitzwilliams told the Daily Mail. Notice here that the sympathy that once existed for Harry is eroded by those particular commentators. That simply they recognise that the way that his life has panned out, he just simply isn't ready to be anything. Not particularly bright, and, of course, demonstrating a self-absorption which his wife has exacerbated. People now look upon him and think, well, yes, he suffered tragedy, and that was a shame at a young age, losing his mother in such awful circumstances, and then having to walk behind her coffin, and all of the other things that are associated with all of that. A lot for a young boy to deal with. But now that sympathy has eroded. Prince Harry, as we all know, the Playboy Prince, people thought, yeah, the fun prince. He's a bit of a rascal, likes the beers, charges around town, likes a bit of skirt, has a bit of a temper on him, but generally a good sort, and supported his family, played his role, and was well liked for it indeed. People gave him more leeway. William's the heir. He's got to play it on the straight and narrow, but we like the fact that Harry can be a little bit wee, a little bit wah, a little bit of a wide boy at times, a little bit of a rough diamond. That's good. He loves his dad, he loves his grandma and granddad, he gets on great with his brother and his sister-in-law. We all like Prince Harry. And then look how his stock has fallen. Did his stock fall as a consequence of him wearing a Nazi uniform? Well, of course, costumes have consequences. But at the time, he was chastised for it, but he still had a place in the hearts of most British people and wider afield. He was still well regarded, notwithstanding that. Furthermore, the mixed reports about conduct that came out of Afghanistan, Bunker Harry, versus the fact that at least he went on 2 tours of Afghanistan and had 10 years in the military, people, well, hats off, he served his country. So people, notwithstanding some rough edges, shall we say, were prepared to still be supportive of him. And had he sensibly selected somebody that wasn't going to take him on the ride that he's been on, he would still have that place within the hearts and minds of many British people and further afield also. But he's become unpopular. He's plummeted in the polls. There are many people that label him a narcissist. He's not, but they think that he is, and one can understand why. Many people just describe him as petulant, a brat, self-absorbed, that he's buying into what his wife's selling to him, and he's turned into a bit of a twat. There are others who feel sorry for him and see him as lost for many years and then given false hope by the spider that came along, and that now he desperately needs intervention to return him to the caring bosom of his family, away from the grip of his manipulative wife. But the fact is, whichever of those outcomes one looks at, he has become unpopular. And even these commentators, who once upon a time may have been more supportive, may have even given him a pass, are saying, no, get on with it. We all have tragedy. You can't keep dining out on it, matey boy. No, you're not emotionally prepared to deal with anything. Get a grip, sort yourself out. You're 38 years old. Come on, pull your socks up. Hands off cocks on socks. Wake up, get up there and get out there and sort things out. Why is that? It all points to the effect that his wife has had upon him. He's always had a bit of a rough edge, but people like that about him. The naked gambling, card playing in Las Vegas. He's cutting loose. He's a young man. Let him get on with it. He doesn't have the responsibilities that William has, so we can let him get away with one or two things in this regard. But no longer. He didn't become a massive bell end overnight. He's not being caught drowning kittens, sticking them into a bag with bricks in and throwing them in the River Ouse in York. No, none of those things. The reason that his popularity has plummeted because of who he's strapped to, who he placed his bets upon, who wrapped her tendrils around him and now is pulling him down with her, although she, of course, doesn't see it that way. She thinks she's saving him from an uncaring family, saving him from a brutal British public, saving him from a vindictive media. But she's not. She's made him unpopular. And to the extent now that when anything happens, he's not given the benefit of the doubt. He's ridiculed, rounded upon, and in some quarters even seen as complicit in the behaviours with his wife. Can he see this? No. At this juncture, blinded by what she continues to say to him, it's us against the world mentality, the fact that he has been drawn into the shared fantasy by her, that he swallows her language, indeed has started to adopt it. We have seen the beige word salads that he started to spout, all of that nonsense at the Better Up fiasco of talking about scaling and so forth and personal growth. It all is from the book of Harry's wife. So he's bought into it, been absorbed into the shared fantasy and is living it. And therefore he cannot see that his plummeting popularity is solely caused by her. Not him, her. He doesn't see that she's caused it. He doesn't realise that it's the way that she has behaved and the way that she's made him behave, which is often the way of the narcissist, that has put him in this position. But quite simply, Harry, she's made you unpopular. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.